Several North Alabama communities are getting a boost to help law enforcement better serve and protect. A new bill is making its way through the Alabama Legislature, and the Noble Street Festival gets underway with a big event, and it's not just for cyclists.
Temperatures across East Alabama for the next 3 or 4 days are going to go way up, and they're going to go way down. We'll have the complete 7-day forecast for all of East Alabama coming up.
Coming up in sports, we'll talk spring sports and give you an update about a court case involving one East Alabama school. EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke.
Hello, we're glad you could join us. I'm Katie Edwards. Several North Alabama law enforcement agencies are getting a financial boost from the federal government to help keep communities safer. Governor Kay Ivey announced that nearly $300,000 in grant money is headed to 6 municipalities and 1 county. The funding, coming from the U.S. Department of Justice, will help departments upgrade their equipment and improve safety for both officers and the public. Governor Ivey says these grants will give officers the tools they need to serve more safely and efficiently. The Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs, known as ADECA, is overseeing how the money is distributed. Among the recipients, Arley will receive just over $17,000 to upgrade its communication system. Ashland is getting nearly $50,000 for new firearms and stun guns. Jacksonville will use more than $42,000 to buy portable radios and in-car computers. Marion County will get the maximum, $50,000 to purchase stun guns aimed at de-escalating dangerous situations. In Odenville, about $45,000 will go toward equipment that helps reconstruct car crash scenes. Sylacauga will also receive $50,000 for stun guns to reduce the risk of injuries during confrontations. And Sylvania is set to receive over $41,000 to purchase firearms, bulletproof vests, and radios. ADECA Director Kenneth Boswell says these funds allow law enforcement to focus resources where they're needed most. The grants are a part of ADECA's broader mission, which includes public safety, economic development, and community programs across the state. A brief standoff in Rainbow City ended peacefully this week and led to the recovery of a stolen firearm and the arrest of 2 men. According to police, the situation unfolded after investigators received several reports back in March about guns being stolen from vehicles parked at local businesses. That investigation led officers to a home on Hayden Avenue, where a search warrant was served on Wednesday. Now, police say there was a short standoff at the scene, but it was resolved without incident. During the search, they recovered a firearm reported stolen out of Gadsden. 2 men were taken into custody. 22-year-old Ratavius Hicks of Rainbow City is facing charges for second-degree receiving stolen property, and 21-year-old Jatavius Hicks of Gadsden was arrested on an outstanding warrant. Police say more charges could be coming. The Gadsden Police Department and the Etowah County Sheriff's Office assisted with the case. A new bill making its way through the Alabama Legislature could change how students use personal devices in school. We'll have the details next.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Welcome to Buster Miles Kia in Anniston, where we're dedicated to serving you with honesty and care. Whether you're shopping for a new or used car or need service, we're here to make it easy and stress-free. Visit us today at Buster Miles Kia, where great cars and family values come together. Buster Miles Kia, your trusted hometown dealership.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
A A new piece of legislation moving through the Alabama State Legislature could change how students use electronic devices in school. The Freeing Our Classrooms of Unnecessary Screens for Safety, or FOCUS Act, would prohibit students from using wireless communication devices during the instructional day on public school property. The instructional day is defined as the time when schools are open and in session for meeting minimum instructional requirements. The bill outlines wireless devices as cell phones, tablets, gaming devices, and any portable electronics capable of data communication. Students could still bring devices to school, but they would need to remain turned off and stored in lockers, backpacks, or similar areas. There are exceptions to the ban, including usage outlined in a student's IEP, Section 504 plan, or health plan. Use for educational purposes under staff supervision and emergency situations threatening safety. If passed, the ban would take effect in the 2025-26 school year. Local school boards would be required to adopt and distribute related policies by July 1st, 2025. These policies must include consequences for violations and be communicated to students, parents, staff, and the State Board of Education. The legislation also includes internet safety requirements for school-issued devices. These include restricting access to age-appropriate content, safeguarding student information, and prohibiting unsanctioned use of social media platforms unless specifically directed by a teacher. School principals would be responsible for ensuring consistent compliance with the policy. A notable provision requires all school staff to complete an anonymous survey evaluating how the device policy is implemented and followed. The Alabama State Department of Education must create this survey by October 1st. Results would be reported to district officials and made available on the department's website. An earlier version of the bill included a funding penalty for schools not meeting compliance standards. That provision has been removed through an amendment. Finally, the act requires the state to develop an online course on social media safety, which students must complete before entering 8th grade. The Senate version of the FOCUS Act has passed committee and now awaits a vote by the full Senate. This Saturday, the Noble Street Festival gets underway with a big event, and it's not just for cyclists. We'll tell you all about it when we return.
Spring into freshness at WM. Celebrate the season with our bountiful selection of farm fresh produce. From juicy berries to crisp greens, taste the flavors of spring at WM. Visit us today and let the freshness bloom in every bite.
Need tough, comfortable workwear? Rainouts in Heflin has boots, jeans, hats, and gear built for the toughest jobs. From the farm to the pipeline, Rainouts has gear for men, women, and kids, so the whole family can tackle the toughest jobs with confidence. We've got the quality you need with a hometown service you'll love. Stop by today next to WM Grocery and gear up with great prices and a local touch. Rainouts, where hard work meets Western style.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
This Saturday, it's not just cyclists taking to the streets. Runners will also kick off the day with the Raptor Run 5K to start the Noble Street Festival at 8 a.m. The race will start at the Anniston Museum of Natural History, followed by the Dino Dash Fun Run at 9:30. Due to the event, Museum Drive will be closed from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., so participants are asked to park at the Anniston Star, where shuttles will take them to the museum. After the races, don't miss the live animal shows, which will take place at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock at the festival. Raptor Run participants who show their race bibs will get free admission to both the Anniston and Berman museums for the day. For more information, including event details and parking instructions, visit the city's official websites. While athletes gear up for race day at the Sunny King Criterium, organizers are making sure there's plenty for younger festival goers to enjoy too. One of the highlights of the Noble Street Festival is the Sunny King Kids Zone, a dedicated space with activities tailored just for kids. The Kids Zone will include inflatable attractions, bounce houses, face painting, and a variety of games and hands-on activities for different age groups. The area will be hosted by Vernon Thomas and is intended to provide structured entertainment for younger attendees while other festival events take place. The Sunny King Kids Zone will be located within the main festival grounds on Noble Street. Festival organizers say the Kids Zone is scheduled to run throughout the duration of the event. Well, we have certainly been enjoying warmer weather, and with it, our shorts and tank tops. John Holder is standing by in the EAN Weather Center to tell us what we can expect for the weekend. John?
Katie, keep those shorts handy for the first part of the weekend. More summertime weather before some big changes coming. We'll have the complete forecast details for all of East Alabama next.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
Hi, I'm Mary Beth from CARES Direct Primary Care. Do you want convenient 24/7 access to health care? We are available in person, by text, phone, and video visit. Sooner or later, we all get sick. A quick trip to an ER or urgent care can quickly add up to more than the cost of 1 year's membership of Direct Primary Care. If you have a high deductible, you can quickly burn through that before your insurance activates. Join CARES DPC today.
EAN News would like to thank all our commercial sponsors. Go check out our sponsors' links in the description below.
Here's the EAN weather cam today across East Alabama. Mix of clouds and sunshine. Very, very warm once again. Again, record high temperatures today across East Alabama. 89 for the high. That is 22 degrees above our average for this time of year. 72 for the low this morning. Again, way above the average for this time of year by about 24 degrees. Just an incredible amount of heat and humidity for early April here in East Alabama. That's going to continue for one more day and one more night. Tonight across East Alabama, mostly clear skies. Very warm once again. The low tonight, 64 degrees. We will be in the 70s again for most of the night tonight all across East Alabama. Perfect for any outdoor activities. Now coming up tomorrow, we've got more summertime weather in store. We're starting off early in the morning with plenty of sunshine. We're already at 74 degrees by 9 a.m. We're headed for the 80s by the midday hour. Tomorrow we'll be at 81 degrees. And again, tomorrow afternoon, it looks like we will break a record high again. If we reach 89, the record is 88. So it looks like we are going to be at or exceeding that record high temperature by about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon across East Alabama. Here's this 7-day forecast, and you'll see some big changes coming. Not tomorrow. We've got another summertime day coming up, but on Sunday, a 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms. This system is slowing down, so probably most of the day on Sunday, we're going to see some rainfall, maybe a strong storm or two as we head into particularly late in the morning on Sunday afternoon. With the cloud cover and the rain, the high only at 76 degrees. That clears out on Monday. Maybe a lingering shower very early Monday morning. Clouds in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon. But look at that, the high only 62 degrees. Big time difference coming up on Monday. We are going to continue with the coolest temperatures for at least another day on Tuesday, 63 after a morning low of 40. The coldest morning looks to be next Wednesday morning, dropping back down into the 30s, 37 degrees, not a freeze, but it will be in the 30s. But again, that doesn't last for long. We're back in the 70s on Wednesday and Thursday. Very unpredictable weather coming up in about a week. We think by next Friday, we're going to bring back showers, maybe some thunderstorms. Really iffy in the forecast 7 days out, but just be aware that we could have some showers and thunderstorms back in the forecast in about a week coming up on next Friday. Let's talk about the severe weather threat coming up on Sunday, and we'll notice that we're in a slight risk for severe weather all across central Alabama. The timing on this, and this could change, but for us here in East Alabama, it looks like maybe 7 o'clock in the morning till maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon for Calhoun and Cleveland counties. What are we looking at? Well, the threats, isolated tornadoes. This is not going to be a tornado outbreak or anything like that, but there could be 1 or 2 isolated tornadoes. Damaging winds, that will probably be the big factor here, up to 60 miles per hour, some large hail as well. So this is probably more of a severe thunderstorm day instead of a tornado day on Sunday. But again, severe thunderstorms can cause a lot of damage, and so we need to be very careful and heed those warnings as they come out possibly late in the morning on Sunday and into early Sunday afternoon. I will be back here tomorrow morning bright and early at 6 a.m. with your Saturday weather at a glance. I'll also be back here Sunday morning with your Sunday morning breakfast forecast, and Monday morning with your Monday morning breakfast forecast as well. Right now it's sports time. Here's Jordan Smith.
Thanks, John. In a legal battle that has captured the attention of the sports community, Coosa Christian has scored a small victory in an ongoing lawsuit against the Alabama High School Athletic Association in court on Thursday. Judge James Anderson kicked off the proceedings by calling the attorneys for both sides into a sidebar as soon as the session began. After a 15-minute back and forth, they returned to the courtroom where Anderson made his ruling. He would not dismiss the case. He gave both sides a 2-week window to try and work out a resolution. Coosa Christian's attorney Michael Kidd requested a sidebar shortly afterwards, pushing for the case to go to mediation. However, the AHSAA's legal team objected to this suggestion. Judge Anderson clarified while he could not rule on the rules violation itself, he could intervene if he felt the penalties imposed were arbitrary or unfair. If the two sides fail to reach a settlement within the next couple of weeks, Kidd expects the next court date to be set in early May. The controversy centers around the allegations that Coosa Christian misrepresented the number of games played by an ineligible student. The school initially reported that the student played in just 1 game and dressed for 5 others, but an AHSAA investigation revealed that student participated in 5 games. As a result, the school faced sanctions including probation, forfeits, and fines, a $500 fine for, quote, lack of administrative control, and another $300 fine for the use of the ineligible player. This legal clash isn't the first time Coosa Christian has faced sanctions from the HSAA. Last year, the school's football program forfeited 4 wins after violating the HSAA's transfer policy. Despite the penalties, the team went on to make a strong playoff run, eventually falling to Leroy in the state title game. In action last night, we had lots of baseball area matchups and softball action. Let's take a look at some of the scores from last night. Starting with softball. In the Calhoun County softball tournament, Pleasant Valley defeated White Plains 4-3. Alexandria defeated Oxford 5-2, then went on to defeat Pleasant Valley 12-1. In the elimination bracket, Ohatchee defeats the Golden Eagles of Jacksonville 12-8, and Piedmont defeats Weaver 11-5. In one other game in the Calhoun County softball tournament, White Plains defeated Piedmont by a score of 5-0. Sandrock defeats the Yellow Jackets of Glencoe 10-4. Gadsden City falls to Fort Payne 26-12, and Spring Garden picks up a win against Cedar Bluff 5-3. In baseball action, Galesville picks up the area win over the Thunder of JCA 14-8. Spring Garden picked up a big win over Faith Christian 19-1. Oxford shuts out Shades Valley 13-0. In a doubleheader matchup between Donahoe and Sandrock, Donahoe falls to the Wildcats 2-1 in the first game and 8-4 in the second. Also in a doubleheader, Glencoe takes both matches over Ohatchee 12-10 and 10-4. In other games, Munford picked up the shutout win over Anniston 18-0. And then Jacksonville and Moody split in a doubleheader yesterday. Moody picks up the first game 4-1, and then the Golden Eagles defeat the Blue Devils 9-0. Lincoln and St. Clair County also playing in a doubleheader. Lincoln defeats St. Clair County in both games 3-2 and then 8-3. Pleasant Valley picks up a win over Cedar Bluff on the road 15-3. And then in a doubleheader between Piedmont and Alexandria, Piedmont picks up the first game against the Valley Cubs 7-4 before Alexandria comes back and defeats Piedmont 7-1. In area play last night, White Plains splits with Cherokee County in a doubleheader. Cherokee County picks up the first game 11-3. Then the Wildcats win game 2 13-9. And then a game that you kind of didn't see coming in area play, Oaks Bluff defeats Westbrook Christian in a doubleheader 6-2 and 11-9. And then one other score we have from high school girls soccer. Donahoe continuing to roll over their opponents as they win last night over Weaver 7-0. That'll do it for sports. Let's head back over to Katie.
Thanks for that update, Jordan, and thank you for watching us today. You can find us every weeknight on Facebook and YouTube, our website, and also on Rumble. Just go to the platform of your choice and watch our news, sports, and weather coverage whenever it's convenient for you. We hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here Monday for your news on your schedule.